Afternoon, guys. Thought I'd put this one over here just to keep this channel moving as well so it doesn't get taken down or whatever would be for lack of activity. But I wanted to talk real quick about something that's been in the news a little bit lately, but has been the subject of a whole lot of speculation. All right. And, you guys might have seen the report the other day out of CNN that there's, let's put it this way, the deck of the Titanic between Harris and Biden. Okay, that the two sides don't seem to be getting along, that the Harris team is all upset that Biden's not using her, yada, yada, yada. And so there's been conversations about, is Potato Joe going to replace Cackling Cammy, or what's going on here? All right. Now, there was an article I saw the other day where somebody got some information telling a reporter to read up on what it takes to replace a vice president. And so there's been a whole lot of conversation in the chat rooms, in the comments under articles and things like that about how a new vice president is selected. And mind you, we haven't gone through this since Jerry Ford had to, or basically assumed the presidency after Nixon resigned. We haven't had to have a new vice president since. So, a lot of people are familiar with it. It hasn't happened in 50 years. But I want to throw this one out. Everybody's saying, oh, Joe's going to get rid of Harris and pick a new VP. This is the one that I don't see anybody talking about. What if Joe decides, I've had enough, I don't want to do this anymore, and he resigns, and Harris has to pick a VP? Could that be what the issue is? Now, again, this whole thing is speculation, but I wanted to set the record straight on something, because I keep seeing stories, or not stories, but comments, not on our videos, but all over the web, of, oh, gee, they'll put Hillary Clinton in as vice president, or Harris and Nancy Pelosi are going to fight over who's president and stuff. Guys, this is all written in the Constitution, all right, as to how this happens. If for some reason Biden either wants to replace Harris, or Biden resigns and Harris becomes president, how the new vice president is chosen is not just a matter of the president saying, I want Mickey Mouse to be vice president, and therefore Mickey Mouse moves into the vice president's residency. No. At this point, it becomes like any other appointment of a president, that the president can appoint somebody and then they have to be confirmed by Congress. There ain't no way in hell Congress would affirm Hillary Clinton. You're certainly not going to have a single Republican that would do it, okay? And there's probably some Democrats that would not want to hitch their wagon to that horse. Let's just put it that way. So, who could it be? Who freaking knows? All right. And again, this is complete speculation on what can happen. But, all the conversation this morning about, oh, Joe's in for his physical and he's got to go under anesthesia. So temporarily he has given the powers of the presidency, which means right now Kamala Harris holds the keys to the nuclear football, if that ain't enough to scare you. And as soon as Joe comes out from under anesthesia, she gives back the power. Does she? That's been bantered about this morning too. Is that, will she abdicate once Biden's out from being under anesthesia? Now, I mean, that's crazy talk. I mean, of course she will. That, can you imagine the chaos that would bring if Harris just decided to throw Biden out as president, saying, "I'm president. You gave it to me, and I'm not giving it back." That would cause utter chaos in Washington. So that's not going to happen. It's kind of funny to think about, but there's plenty of. I'd use the term journalists, but I don't think that term has a definition anymore. That have speculated on stuff, all sorts of goofy stuff this morning. But no, if something happens where the vice presidency is vacated, like I said, whether it is Biden resigning or Biden deciding to replace Harris, it's not just simple. Now, of course, who they pick, you can take a look at Biden's choices for appointees, as is. I mean, the whack job who was spiking trees. You got Zala Amarova for the comptroller of the currency. There was another one yesterday who he's trying to run through. I forget who it is, but this guy is another uber liberal, I hate America type socialist, communist squad member, Lizzie Warren, Liawatha, Pocahontas supporter. I mean, this is the cabinet, if you will, that Biden's putting together, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, no. As for the VP stuff, don't worry about any sort of total craziness go on. It's going to have to be somebody that they could push through, because again, whoever it is would be a heartbeat or a heart attack away from the White House, and there are not a whole lot of people. Who are you going to pick? I mean, like I said, it ain't going to be Hillary Clinton. What are you going to take? Rahm Emanuel? I don't know. What's his nuts? Andrew Cuomo? Bernie Sanders. No. If they went to picking anybody, Adam Schiff, there'd be a scary or Jerry Nadler. No, they'd pick somebody who was very demure. Because again, remember the reason that Harris was brought in. She was supposed to be the firebrand to offset Biden's lack of personality. Well, if hypothetically it's Harris that would be the president after Joe stepped down, she certainly wouldn't bring in somebody that could upstand her. So she'd bring in somebody that would be very demure. The talk is, at least the rumor mill has it, that if something like that happened, that Mayor Pete would get the nod from either one of them, because, hey, we've got to run that diversity type ticket, because, qualifications don't mean squat, but as long as you check boxes, you're there. So I just wanted to bring that up real quick, because there's a lot of chatter going on out there as to how this happens. But no, if anything like that happened, Congress has got to approve. So just letting you know. Enjoy your afternoon. We'll see you sometime. Pinball out.